That sumbitch is tough as woodpecker lips.
Guys, what's up? It's Justin and Courtney. We are going to go through some of the questions that you guys sent in whenever we posted it on our story, some of the questions that you guys wanted us to answer. We like doing stuff like this, so this should be fun and easy, and let's get into it. First question is...
Where did you two meet, and who made the first move?
Well, this is... We met at a dinner, and I could not stand her. I couldn't stand her. Oh, man. I mean, just...
Okay.
Ugh.
You're lying.
No, I couldn't stand you. I couldn't stand her the first time I met her. But we didn't meet. It wasn't like a formal meeting. We were at a birthday party for mutual friends. And I think it was just like one of those, she was guilty by association type things. Like, didn't like who she was with, so didn't like her. And then, you know how Facebook will say, like, people you may know? This is years later. Probably, what, 5-6 years later?
2.
I don't think it was 2.
It was 2.
Anyways.
2015 was when we first met. 2017 is when you messaged
Anyways,
me.
Facebook said, this is people you may know. And I said, oh, yeah, that's that bitch. I'm just kidding. But I did. I said I know her. So here we are. I sent her a DM, and the short story is I got her pregnant, got her knocked up, and married her. So, you know. And this...
I mean, you're not wrong.
She gets mad at the short story. But that's what happened. The long story is yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the beauty of it is our first date was November 26th of 2017. I found out I was pregnant in March of 18. We got engaged May, married August, had Jackson November 26th of 2018.
Oh my God.
2018 was a huge year.
It was like a flash. Okay, next question.
How do y'all squash beef between y'all, and would you travel to Houston?
I actually am traveling to Houston this week. And to be honest, me and Courtney have a pretty open form of communication. Like, we are always... I'm not saying there's never a time where she'll be like, I'm fine, and then an hour later say what's wrong with her. But we never hold anything like that. Like, it's never going to be one of those times where she's like, well, let me tell you what, 2 weeks ago, you know what I mean? If you don't like something, you should say it. And then you don't go into anything thinking that you're going to change somebody either.
Nope.
So we don't argue much, but when we do, it's just like, I'm laying it out on the table. This is what bothered me, blah, blah, blah. This is how you feel about it. And most of the time, our argument is just over about like how right I am. You know what I mean? Because I am right 99% of the time. When we do have an argument, it's her being upset in the moment that she's wrong, and she'll come back like a week later and be like, I'm sorry.
And you're lying to these people.
Can you please teach me your wisdom? And I
You
say,
just
yes.
lied on national television.
Yes, I can. What do you think, this is going out on MTV?
It's national television.
But for real, we talk it out, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Open communication.
Ugh, how did you like the outcome of that Tennessee-Alabama game this year?
You didn't. We didn't.
We didn't, but, I mean, they sucked. It's okay. Next. Relationship down since y'all's blow up via socials.
No.
Not really.
No.
Now, I will say that
it's funny because Courtney has to learn what I learned by myself. In the beginning, I had to learn by myself to sift through the negative comments and to not read them. And so she hadn't blown up at that time. And now that she has also taken off, I'm having to watch her go through what I went through. The same thing.
I'm just more sensitive. I mean, I am a woman. And I feel like I have that personality where it's like, I feel like everybody should like me. And you could be like, I mean, the most perfect human, Mother Teresa, and you'll have somebody that just doesn't like you because your shoes.
Well, and a lot of the time it is troll accounts.
But it really just it does something to me and I feel like I have to defend myself, but it just doesn't do any good. Those
Yeah.
people want, I have to just think in my head, he tells me all the time, don't respond because that's what they want. You have to hurt people. So people sitting in their basements.
Misery loves company.
Right. And so I've got to.
And most of the time it's troll accounts. Like
Yeah.
somebody no profile picture get on there and says, this guy's fat. I'm like, I'm not responding to that. I knew I was fat before you wrote it.
What do y'all fight about most in real life? It's usually I overreact about something.
Maybe. That's probably pretty true.
I didn't like the tone that he said it in, or
Probably pretty true. But there's
cleanliness or something like that.
there's so few and far between. We really don't fight
We really
much.
don't.
Do you hunt? If so, what's the biggest buck? No, I do not hunt ever.
He just wears camo
I
because
just
it's
wear camo in the
fashionable.
winter because it's back in. No, I do hunt. Biggest buck is just an 8-point though. I mean, nothing crazy. We don't really get giant deer down here. They don't get very big. Mostly because people don't let them get very big. So a lot of the land down here, you're sharing it with neighbors or whatever. So even if your club or whatever it is wants to grow the deer, if the people outside of it, aren't on board, then you're going to be losing all your bucks anyway. Do y'all have kids? Yes, we have one, and he is 6 years old. What do you love most about getting to create content? My favorite part about creating content is just knowing that I'm making people laugh. It's not the money or that it is great that I get to spend all my time with my family now instead of going to work shift work. But you can ask Courtney or anybody who's ever known me my whole life. My favorite thing in the world to do is make people laugh.
Yep.
Any room I'm in, anybody I'm with, even if it's just like a little worker that I'm only going to see for 1 second in the gas station, I would like to make them laugh while I'm in there. So, what is your favorite part?
My favorite part is obviously making people laugh, but especially since I do like medical stuff, I like getting messages from other medical professionals that are like, you're really helping me study for certain tests or whatever because they use association. So even though his definitions are wrong, I have a memory similar to that to where I can think of a situation with that term and remember it that way. And then obviously the exposure, because I love education and opportunities and things. And with me going back for my DNP next year, being in content, like I just see that I have like an open road in front of me. Like I love hospice nurse Julie, hospice nurse Penny, nurse Hadley, like all of them, like they are huge like inspirations for me. So if I can be like that and create educational content for my specialty, then like I feel like that means the world, especially something in palliative care and hospice it's not one of those fields that like people are like they're jumping to get in. So
And people aren't jumping to get into hospice either.
Yeah, no.
In the words of Louis C.K., hospice is like a hospital, but they don't help you.
Yes, we do.
It's still funny. How did I propose?
I'll tell you this.
Okay.
So I was pregnant and I had morning sickness or just all-time sickness for 25 weeks. And I just remember Justin came over to my house and he was dressed up like way more than he would typically be dressed up. And I was like, oh. And I had on a baggy, holey t-shirt, Nike shorts, just hair in a mess. And I was sick, but I was hungry. So I was like throwing up, eating, whatever. And I just remember that I was getting something out of my pantry to eat. And I turned around and he's proposing to me at that moment. Like it wasn't anything fancy, wasn't anything, but it was perfect for the type of relationship that we have.
Correct.
So that's how he proposed.
And then the shotgun wedding was to come.
I can't tell you how many messages that I got from friends when I announced that we were getting married or engaged or whatever. They're like, you're pregnant.
Accurate.
Accurate.
Most annoying thing the other one does. What? That's a question.
I don't want to hear it.
The most annoying thing that Courtney does is she's not that bad about it anymore. Other than just leaving her shoes literally everywhere. Like
I'm a very clean
wherever
person,
she's standing at the moment. It's only the shoes. She's nothing else about her is messy. But other than that, she used to be the worst about taking any situation and taking it up to the worst case scenario and thinking that that is exactly what was going to happen. You'd be pulling out of the driveway and she's like, I think I left the oven on. We got a gas leak, even though we don't have gas. The whole house is about to explode. That's how she would do that
I'm
with
medicated
anything.
now, guys.
She's fine now, but she would. It was the worst case scenario of everything. She would worry herself to death about everything. All right, bring it on.
The most annoying thing is when I get home after you've been home all day, things are not done, like dishes. You're like, oh, I was going to get to them. And I'm like, but why haven't you done them already?
Right.
Because then I jump to it after a long day at work and then picking Jackson up and like going into from nurse to mom mode. And then the dishes are so I feel like I have to do them. It has to be done right then. And you're like, oh, I'm going to get them. I'm like, but why haven't you done this?
My timetable is different than yours.
But still, like I want it done then.
I know, but that's
you
head.
had all the time until
4:30,
5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right, but that's not when I wanted to do it.
I think you do it on purpose.
No,
Saturday.
it didn't matter when it got done. It's about it getting done.
No, he'll come in. I'll do the dishes, and he'll come in and be like, "I was going to do those."
This is only a woman's brain of no. It has to be right now.
I'm not a procrastinator. I've never been that way.
I didn't say you were. I'm just telling you.
You are.
I'm explaining the woman's mind. Guys, we're gonna take this. I'm going to give you a seminar into the woman's mind. Favorite things about each other. My favorite thing about Courtney is, to be honest, it's probably her sense of humor, and that I can be, because she is how she is, I can be 100% myself around her.
I'm pretty easygoing. Like,
No,
whereas, yes,
I don't think easygoing is the right word.
Yes, okay. Well, you never have to be like, hey, is it okay if I go?
No, that's not what I'm describing about you.
And then sometimes,
First of all, I wouldn't do that anyway, no matter who you are.
Well, you do.
No,
you do. You're like,
I bring it up. I'm like, hey, do we have anything going on Saturday? Do you care if I go golf? Is it okay that I go outside with my friends? No. Anyway, that's my favorite thing about Courtney.
Favorite thing about you is your thoughtfulness. Like my dog died yesterday morning of 14 years. And then today on the way to church, he showed me a AI thing that he made while he was in bed last night, couldn't sleep, of me hugging my dad who passed away, 11 years now? Mm-hmm. And it made me cry again, but it was a good cry. But he's very thoughtful. Like the gifts that he gives for like Mother's Day and stuff like that are very thoughtful. Like me and Jackson, or like oil paintings of me and Jackson. And I mean, he does that for everybody. Like he puts a lot of thought into his gifts. Whereas me,
I like giving gifts.
Yes,
it's one of my favorite things to do.
He's a Christmas nut.
Yeah, she says I should have been born a gay man because of how much I love Christmas.
It's just your excitement. Like you.
It's true. I love it.
You cry over it. Like it's just.
Oh, God.
It's cute.
Does it weird you out a bit when he dresses like a girl with the balls in his shirt? She loves Aunt Dolores.
I do.
She does.
Did I ever think I was going to be buying... Okay, so I don't wear very much makeup. I've never bought like makeup remover wipes for myself.
But I have.
But I will go buy them in bulk at Costco for him.
Yeah.
Because of Dolores. Dolores wears more makeup than I ever have.
We both love Aunt Dolores. Now, does she think that she want to make out with me when I'm dressed as her? No.
Oh my gosh. He'll take the wig off and I'll be like, you look like Buffalo Bill.
I tease the entire family. Buffalo Jill. I tease the entire family when I'm dressed up as Aunt Dolores because it's just fun. It's not like I wear that to Walmart or in a serious manner.
Oh gosh, but it's hilarious.
She's a bit better looking than you. Are you rich? I am now.
No. I wish.
No, I wasn't rich. I had a good job, but so did she. She made as much money as I did.
It's not all about looks, guys.
No, guys, look, I'm telling you, if you can make them smile, you got them. If you can make them laugh, you got them. I'm funny. By the way,
I ain't no dang Victoria's Secret
let me tell you
model,
something.
Lord.
Y'all think what you want. She's the one who got lucky.
I'm not disagreeing.
Who are y'all's favorite Instagram comedians? So I'm guessing you're saying like content creator, like not a stand-up comic. So like, who's my favorite Instagram content creator? Mine's probably Drewski. I love him. I love Ginger Billy too, though.
Now,
Ginger Billy, look, Marshall Patrick, Taylor Tijerina, these are all friends of
Marshall
mine.
Patrick cracked me up with the Elf on the Shelf.
The reason I like these people is because they're making original content. That's what I like. No matter whether you like those people or you don't. From Ginger Billy to Drewski to Taylor Tijerina, Marshall Patrick. Even if you don't like any of those people, everything that they make is original content. Mm-hmm. And that goes a long way in my mind. They will always have my respect.
What's his name? Alex Morrison?
Love Alex Morrison.
Oh my gosh.
Alex Morrison.
We were talking about him today.
Alex Morrison is one of my favorite comedians. Mm-hmm. His content is hilarious. He can do like this Memphis accent. He sounds like an old black lady, and it is just hilarious. Brittany Smith, obviously one of my best friends, and also one of my favorite content creators. And not just because she's one of my best friends. She is hilarious. Everything she does is 100% original. So, like I said, you got to respect stuff like that.
And good enough construction.
Oh, yeah. Good enough construction.
There was one video I was sending to like everybody, and when I need like a good laugh, I'll take it out and watch it. He does like misspelled street signs and things like that. He
creates a storyline based off of like funny pictures of road signs and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
All these people. But yeah, I mean, like the Brittany Smiths of the world, they're just on top of being great content creators. She's a good person. Mm-hmm. She's one of my favorite people in the world. Have y'all ever thought of going on a comedy tour? Y'all are so funny. I do stand up. I have been doing it for about 8 months now. And I do plan on going on tour this year. Courtney doesn't do any.
I'm not a comedian.
On stage present stuff. She's not. People don't know this, but Courtney's a great actress, and her comedic timing is really good. But I write and do all these skits, even for her page.
Now we had to throw that in.
We come up with the ideas together, and she will help me ad lib. Like the whole medical stuff that we started. That was just, I've been doing that for years with them. Her and my best friend are both nurse practitioners. And every time they get talking medical to each other, I'm just nodding along and I just start making up words. And so we said that would be a funny video. And the first video we did about it flopped. And then we started doing the medical terms and it really took off. So, that's just...
Well, we did it for the first medical video we did for your page, and that's not your demographic.
Well, looking back at it, it just wasn't that good, but it wasn't.
My page, they're still sharing it on mine.
That video?
I reposted.
Okay.
I reposted it.
Well, maybe it was better.
I've got the medical people on mine.
Yes. How did you become a comedian? Okay.
He was born that way.
That's true. I've always been funny, and that's not an arrogant thing to say. I've just always been funny, but I've been writing stand-up for like 10 years and just never did it. And then you can ask Courtney. I've been trying to go viral for a long time.
And the first viral video that we had was, it was me and Jackson.
Correct.
And then the whole idea behind Southern Grandpa.
But this was 6 years ago.
Yeah. And the whole idea behind Southern Grandpa was I was sitting at the kitchen table doing my Bible study, and I said Hogan. And he got out his camera and he was like, "What'd you say? Hogan?"
Hogan.
He was hogging or something like that. And so that did like 12,000 views.
Yeah, which if you have 0 views, that's insane.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And he was like, "Well, gosh, he's like, let me just try to act like Joe, his grandpa."
Right.
And he's been doing, when I first met him, before I met his family, he would do impressions of his family. And I was like, there's no way that these people sound like this. I met them like on holidays or whatever. I almost just busted out laughing because he sounded just like them. I've
got him down pat. I can do impressions anyway, but Joe, my grandpa, is he's the Southern Grandpa. Yes. I crank it up for Southern Grandpa. He's not quite that outrageous or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he Justin, you go to the gambling boats with me?
He is so funny, and he doesn't realize it.
Yeah,
he doesn't think he's not doing comedy. That's just him. Mm-hmm. And it is some of the stories we could tell you nobody would believe. What's the most fun you had filming a skit? I think
it's got to be that backyard fight.
100%.
It took us all day.
Now, I had fun during Thriller.
The Thriller video was also fun. Mm-hmm. I know it did well. It didn't do what I thought it would do, but it was so much fun. But that backyard fight video that we did, the whole slow-mo backyard fight, it took us all day, and it was so much fun and so much pain, but it was so much fun. Mm-hmm. That's the most fun that I've ever had doing a skit.
I laughed and laughed at the.
But there's so many, looking back at it, there's so many skits that have just been a blast to make, because you're making funny content with the people that you love. Even whenever I do like collabs and stuff, it's with people that you like. So I mean, it's always fun.
Tyler Farr shooting you in the back with that dart.
See, that's one of those ones when Tyler shot me with that dart. Shout out T Farr. That wasn't fun when we did it. It's funny looking at it now.
Yes.
God, it hurt. A 6-hour drive home from Nashville, and it hurt all 6 hours. Yeah. It was that deep in my back.
He had a welt on his back.
He shot me with an Aborigine blow dart. Like I was an antelope. What's your Taco Bell order?
Oh, God.
Steak grilled cheese burrito, spicy. Cheesy gordita crunch, meal, hard shell taco.
2 chicken quesadillas with about 24 fire sauces.
She does mean 24. She means 24.
I used about 2 packets per.
You ever watch those people that you take their fry and pour the ketchup on each fry? She does that with every bite of a quesadilla. Squirt, bite, squirt.
I could literally
bite,
drink
squirt,
Taco Bell fire sauce.
She could.
Just with a straw.
Courtnee Stagner could go on Hot Ones. Sean? She could go on Hot Ones and never take a drop of water. I know Halle Berry did it, but I don't even think she would sweat. Like, I think that by the end of it, it would be the most famous Hot Ones episode ever, just for the fact that it never bothered her. She'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings or anywhere and get like the El Diablo, the 911 or whatever. Never bother her. Never. I mean,
I don't drink when I eat either.
Something that'll make you want to die inside, and she won't even have a sip of water.
What was it? What was the hot sauce that Stale Cracker brought? It was the ghost pepper, whatever, and all y'all were like, "Oh my God!" And I was like,
touched it. Shout out Stale Cracker for bringing us that. But I could just touch it and almost die, like feel like your throat's closing up, and she could brush her teeth with it. It's true.
I'm made different.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 1,000 duck-sized horses?
1,000 duck-sized horses.
No way.
I don't know.
A horse-sized duck, I would fuck that thing up bad. A duck, even if it's a horse-sized duck, I'm cutting its head off. That's it. What do I have? Like, are you giving me a shotgun? Because that duck's dead.
I mean, I just feel like I could get a baseball bat or like a golf club and like.
But 1,000 duck-sized horses?
Just. I don't know.
1,000?
I don't know. I'd be tired.
It'd be different if they said like 10, but 1,000? You know how much 1,000 is?
All you gotta do is kick them.
No.
What are they go? Horses don't bite you.
You know how solid a horse is? They're gonna be kicking. They'll break your legs. Then when
a duck-sized horse. You can kick the shit out of them.
I don't think you know how big a duck is.
I've been chased by a goose.
The answer is one duck-sized horse.
1,000 duck-sized horses.
Yeah, whatever it is. The one where it's a big duck, and I'll wreck it.
Okay.
Like Ralph. What's the best advice you've ever received? You go first.
Don't change for anybody. Because people, the opinions of other people don't matter. As long as, your family loves you and you love, you're never going to make anybody. I really should take my own advice.
Yes.
I really should. Do not change for the opinions of man. And ever since I've blown up via socials, I've had a lot of comments that tell me that I need to not post faith-based stuff or beliefs in certain things, politically, whatever. I'm never going to change. I've been this way since forever. I'm not going to change for people. So, don't expect me to.
I heard Pistol Pete Maravich one time say, nobody ever gets here by wishing, which is 100% true. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And you can ask Courtney. Matthew McConaughey said this too. Don't half-ass anything, because if you do, you'll never really know if you had what it takes. But if you look back at something and say, well, I gave that all I had and it just didn't work out, at least you can say that you gave it all you had. Mm-hmm. And Courtney will tell you, when I want to do something, I become borderline obsessed with it. Obsessed.
Y'all, he sits in bed at night and writes content. Or comes up and I'll be half asleep and he's like, I just had an idea.
And when I have it, it's just,
you're good at it. I
obsess over it. My editing, everything's a one-man show. The editing, everything, it's all just me, because I just don't feel like, I'm not saying anybody couldn't. Don't let this be arrogance. It's not arrogance. I just feel like I want to do it the way that I want to do it, and somebody else wouldn't do it the way that I saw it in my head. Mm-hmm. And I'm just obsessed with how things look. I'm obsessed with how they turn out. You'll never see me upload something of mediocre quality or mediocre this, or it looked like he just was kind of lazy with his edits. No. If I upload it, it's because I'm proud of it. And everything that I do, that is the advice I'll give to you. Do everything 120%. That way you can at least look back on it and say, well, I did everything that I could. Yep. I'm not saying everything's going to work out for you, but at least you can say you tried your part. Nobody ever gets here by wishing. Not by just wishing. You just have to wish along with putting in some hard work. And it's fun hard work, but it's hard. And I love doing it. I'm very obsessed with it. So I guess that's like a blessing and a curse, because like she said, it does keep me up sometimes, but I like it because it's fun. And I think that's the best piece of advice that I could give, best piece of advice that I've ever gotten. Thank y'all for listening. We hope y'all like this. Goodbye.
Bye.